two lab exercises, that means videos. We covered how to set up a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 8.5 on a virtual machine, and we did it very well. Now there are certain things that I want to cover, such as the networking thing, so that we can connect this VM from outside, or in other words, we can take a remote session of the virtual machine, or we should say the guest operating system. So what is the IP of this system? There is none as of now. So ENP0S3, that is the Ethernet. We have only one Ethernet enabled, so there is no IP as of now configured. Now let's configure it so that we can use a tool such as party or putty. You say this thing. That is what we use for SSH connection. So we'll set it up. Now, because it is Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, let's confirm again. This is how you can confirm very quickly, and you don't need any root privileges. But to perform certain activities, we have to switch user to root account. We did provide the demo user admin privileges, that is root privileges, but instead of typing sudo again and again, I'm switching user to root. Now let's go into this directory /etc sysconfig, and there are several directories here and files. So several directories and files are there. So these blue colors are directories. Now network scripts, that is the directory we are interested in. Network scripts, here we have this file fcfc interface configuration and the interface name. So let's make a copy of this file first. So let's put this thing back up. Now vi fcfc, there are a few things we need to change. So, and most of the settings we might not need, but that depends upon the business requirements. But we will go with the minimal requirements. Okay, minimalist approach. So proxy method, I'll just remove it. Browser only, remove it. Boot proto, I need that one. And default root, IPv4, etc. Remove it, remove it, remove it. Keep the name, keep the UUID, no problem. Keep the device name there, no problem. On boot, that is the problematic thing which we need to correct first. We need to set it to yes, because when we rebooted the host, it did not get the IP, because on boot was set to no. Now we have set it to yes. And another thing is, if we want the DSCP IP, so we can do that, or we can give it an static IP also. So let's see if we keep it as DSCP, does it work? Because we may need to configure a bridge network also. But let's just restart the network related service. So systemctl restart network manager. In rel 8 or CentOS 8, we do not use network, we use network manager. Okay, now let's see if we got any IP for the host. If config command we can use, we can also use IP command. with the connection show. Oh, what is that? Object cone is unknown with the connection. Okay, sorry. IP address show. So let's see. So EMP0S3. Now we have this INET entry here. So we have got an IP address 192.168.56.101. So that is the IP. Now we need to check if the SSD daemon is running and port 22 is open and listening. So both things we will check. So first say system CTL status of the SSHD. It is active and running. It uses port number 22 as we know when we use this party or putty thing. And we specify port 22. That is the default port. So let's cross verify it. So we can use netstate with hyphen PA and options. Those are my favorite options. P for it will show us the program name or PID of the command as well. With A means on and N means don't perform the IP to their names, host names or server names translation. Okay, so it will save us some time. Now I can do this thing grep and colon 22 because IP address, then there is a dot, then the port number, that is the format. So let's do this. However, you can notice in the output from the above command also that it is server listening on port number 22, something like that. But anyways, we have the output here and it is listening, so we can confirm it now that the SSD daemon is running and it is enabled by default, and also the port number 22 is open in the listening mode. So we should be able to uh, access it from outside the guest operating system. Now, IP address show. So we need that IP address to connect to the guest OS. So 192.168.56.101. Now these machines that I have already, so I will just delete them because they are no longer available now, and I will save this session also, so I can specify this is my master rel 8.5 server. Now I can check a little bit here what I want to change. First the color, so I will select use system colors. I will also change the font size because I'm going to save these as settings so that whenever I uh, connect, I'll have the settings available. So now I'm going to save it. Open. Very nice. So this is the first time we are trying to connect to this host. So we see this screen now. Allow it, yes. Specify a username such as a demo and the password, and well, we are logged in now. So you see guys, this is that much simple. Okay, if you get stuck, you can use static IP also, and you should check the Ethernet configuration in the virtual machine settings. So I'll show you. that. Click this settings, or you can click this details tab as well. Go to this network thing. We know that we have only one adapter or network adapter enabled, and we selected this host only adapter. That's why. So this is the setting we we specified when we were building our virtual machine, that is the CPU, the hardware part, the virtual hardware in this case. So we are able to connect to this machine through SSH. So whatever you want to do, you do, whatever commands, scripts, you do that thing. Now, before we end this lab exercise, let's do one thing, because this machine has everything we needed, we wanted. Okay, but in case we make any changes that may, mess up with the system, so we can take a copy of it using the clone method. So we need to shut down the machine first, then we can take a proper clone of it, or we can also um, specify what kind of cloning we want, a linked or a full clone. So it is up to you. Another thing is, you can just take a backup of the hard disk we specified. This thing, hard disk, we should be able to see that information here somewhere. Storage, the, this VDI which we created when we were setting up our virtual machine. So the path is shown here, that is your OS hard disk. So you can just copy that hard disk and use it later on when you need it. So those two methods are available. Another method is to go here and you can export your appliance. So when you export your appliance, the complete machine, the way you have built it, it will be exported so that you can reuse it whenever you want, and in fact on another laptop or system also, or you can share it with your friends or, you know peers. So if I select this expert mode, you see we can specify some other options related to it, but I'll just leave it up to you to explore, because we will have to shut down the machine to perform those tasks, and I want you to do that on your own. It is very simple, unless you encounter any problem, just let me know. You can reach out to me. So guys, I think this is good enough for today, and I'll see you in the next video, next lab exercise. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.